few years ago when he was gaming, we had a period where he could game, and then it was very important for us for balance. And so there was a time when he had to be off his gaming machine and rejoin the family. And he came downstairs, and we were on the couch. I was watching a baseball game. I enjoy that with my own. And he sat down next to us, which was great. And then he immediately kind of pulled out his phone. And then he proceeded to watch YouTube videos of Valorant players playing. And I kind of looked over at him and I thought that was interesting. A few minutes went by, and so then I turned to him. I was curious. I said, "You just finished playing, and now you are watching people play on the couch here. Why is that something that you find interesting to do, since you can play the game that you just played?" And he kind of looked at me, and then he looked up at the television of the baseball game going on and looked back to me. He said, "Well, Dad, you're watching people play baseball, which is something that you enjoy. Why are you watching the game?" And I kind of turned to him, a little moment of silence, and kind of looked at him and smiled, and I said, "Good talk, son. I think we really were able to figure out what your passion is here, and I understand now that for you, you enjoy not only playing, but you enjoy watching people play the game, and that is something that brings you a lot of satisfaction, and which is just what I would be doing, when I watch sports on TV." And that was a moment where I could find a connection that was something that was similar to what I was experiencing. And then I think the second time that just happened here at Esports Tower Summer Invitational, the first night when they were doing competitions, on the last game of the evening, it was very close, and it was really fun to kind of watch him throughout the evening play. I could see the energy build through the night, and the communication with his team, and the anticipation and the nervous energy. And then once the game was over and they happened to win, the bursting of joy and energy, and they jumped up and they were high-fiving each other. And as a parent observing that, it translated very clearly to me. That was the first time emotionally I could see the things he was experiencing, I had experienced in more conventional sports. And that was something that was really important for me to understand, that esports and his gaming is no different than anybody else's interests and passions, whether it be sports or music or art. It's just something that they love doing, and they love participating in and sharing that experience with teammates. And so as a parent, it was great to see that, but it was also very important for me to understand that at an emotional level.